If you're a pastor or a speaker, you know this feeling. You don't have a shortage of things to say, right? You've got years of sermons, notes, and teachings. But the real challenge, the thing we're going to talk about right now, is how do you take all that powerful spoken material and turn it into a book that people will actually want to read? A book with a lasting impact.
So let's just start with the big question right up front. Why is it that a sermon that can bring a room to its feet can feel, well, kind of flat when you put it on a page? It's a super common frustration, but believe me, the reason behind it is probably a lot simpler than you think.
And this really gets to the heart of it. Your message is strong, your theology is sound. The challenge isn't what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. Translating a live, dynamic event into a static, written document, that's a whole different ballgame. It's a unique craft.
To figure this out, we first have to understand this core conflict. We're dealing with two fundamentally different mediums here. One is designed for the ear, and the other is designed for the eye.
I mean, think about it. A sermon is live. It depends on your cadence, your passion, the very tone of your voice to connect with people in that moment. Repetition is your best friend. It helps people remember the key takeaways. But in a book that someone is reading privately, that same repetition can start to feel, well, repetitive. The energy you bring in person has to be translated into a logical flow and a solid structure that a reader can follow all on their own.
This quote just nails it. It's not that the message is weak, it's powerful. The issue is just that the structure hasn't been shaped for a reader's journey yet. It's a translation challenge, not a content flaw. That's such a key distinction.
So, how do we cross that gap between the spoken word and the written word? Well, the solution is to build what we like to call an editorial bridge. It's a process that's specifically designed to carry your message from one medium to the other, safely and effectively.
This bridge is built on three essential pillars. First, it brings clarity to your core ideas. Then, it adds structure to organize all your raw material. And finally, it creates a seamless flow, a clear path for your reader to follow from beginning to end.
But let me be absolutely clear about the most important promise here. This is not about changing your message. Not at all. It's about honoring it. The entire goal is to refine the delivery while keeping your unique voice in your core theology completely intact.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, that sounds great, but what does this process actually look like? How does it all work? Let's walk through the path forward together. It's simpler than you might think.
First things first, you can just exhale. You do not need a polished, perfect manuscript to get started. In fact, you know what? It's often better if you don't. We start with the raw material, with the message just as you've delivered it. You can seriously start with exactly what you already have right now. We work with everything, from old sermon notes and rough drafts to audio recordings and even just links to your church's YouTube or Facebook videos. It's all valuable raw material for building your book. We totally get that handing over your work can feel like a really big step, and that's exactly why our recommended starting point is a simple, low-commitment review. We don't have to tackle the whole book all at once. We can just start with one chapter.
So here's how our chapter readiness review works. It's really straightforward. First, you share one chapter with us. Second, we provide a professional assessment of it. Third, you get to see exactly what's already strong and where you might need a bit more clarity for a reader. And fourth, you'll discover the ideal path forward for your book, all before committing to a full edit. All right, let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture. This whole process, the editing, the structure, all of it, it's all in service of one final crucial goal, and that is stewarding your message faithfully.
And when you boil it all down, the goal is actually very, very simple and clear. The goal is to prepare a manuscript that's truly ready for your audience, wherever they might be. Ready for a physical bookshelf in someone's home, ready for a Kindle anywhere in the world, and even ready to become an audiobook on Audible, which is so cool because it brings your message full circle right back to the spoken word.
But you know, beyond any format or platform, the most important thing, the absolute bottom line, is remaining completely faithful to the message God entrusted to you. This entire process is about taking that message and carefully preparing it for a new and lasting home on the page.
So, the only question left to ask is this. Are you ready to take what you've already preached and faithfully steward that message from the pulpit to the permanent page?
We are excited to see how your book will turn out. Get your free quote today